Hello, League. It is I, your commissioner, back once again to give you what many people have been asking for, which I've heard Christopher, I've heard Andy, I've heard Luke Bonema, I've heard many people asking me, can we get the rankings? Can we get the power rankings? Can we get the power rankings? And of course you can. Of course, that's what I'm here. That's what I'm paid to do, is to give you the power rankings. So without further ado, the week 1 power rankings. Now, as you all know, I take no joy in placing somebody 12th when the season hasn't even started. How are you even supposed to pick a team that comes in 12th in a power rankings? And to be honest, it's very difficult. It's very challenging. I don't like doing it to anybody. I don't think anybody's deserving of it. Anybody. I really don't think anybody's deserving of it. But that's why they pay me the modest salary they do, which is to make these decisions. So, unfortunately, at number 12, I have to go with Chris Gazzaro. Now, look, again, I don't mean to put Chris 12 because I want to. It's just how I view things. I think if you want to be a little bit higher on this list, I got to see a playoff appearance, a winning season, dare I say a few winning weeks. But he'll be fine. Chris, he's got that dad strength now. He's going to be okay. I think this is the season of Gaz, they're calling it. The year of Gaz, TYOG. I believe it. I think Christopher could have a good year, but right now I have him in 12th. In 11th, and again, I don't like putting anybody in 11th, but I have no choice but to put my dear friend Mr. Gorman in 11th, and I don't usually put Mr. Gorman in 11th, but he did the gas where he went running back, tight end, running back in his first 4 picks. DK Metcalf is his first wide receiver. That could be okay. For Tom, it's probably going to be fine, actually. He's going to probably have an amazing season. If I did it, he'd die. But I think Tom took a risk. He drafted his 3rd running back before he drafted his first receiver. On grounds of that alone, I put him in 11th. But look, if anybody could manage his way out of this, it's the former champion. I have faith in him. He's in the playoffs every year. I think he's the highest scoring per game person in the league. So I have faith in Tom. I just on that alone, I have him in 11th, but I trust him to be rising from that position very shortly. In 10th, I again begrudgingly have to put somebody in 10th, and I have put my dear friend Pat McCann, who was notably away from the draft, and there were a few picks I liked. I mean, the Ashton Genty thing scared me. It scared me. I was terrified if I would have been Pat. Luckily, it seems like he avoided the worst, much to Luke Bonemo's chagrin. But Pat also selected Dallas Goedert in like the 6th round or 7th round. It was surprising, to say the least. I think Pat has historically made a few surprising picks. That one is at the top of the list, in my opinion. But Dallas Goedert's a good football player, so it's not like it's that surprising. And I just right now I have Pat in 10th. It's been a few years since Patrick has won. It's the 10-year anniversary this season of him beating me in the championship. So I have him in 10th. Not in honor of the 10-year anniversary. I just would like to see his team grow. He's got the entire Panthers wide receiving core. Take that any way you want it. And I think Pat could very well be a top team at the end of the season. He's got 2 great running backs. Some teams have 3 good running backs, but he has 2. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Pat. I currently have him in 10th. Currently in 10th. At 9, I have my dear friend Mike Russell, who does have the lowest projection in the league this week 1. I don't dislike Russell's team. I think that if Cortland Sutton's not good and if Garrett Wilson's not good, it could get ugly quickly. But he is a former 2-time champion, so I will tread lightly in criticizing his picks. He seems to know what he's doing. He has paid for the league's fee and draft food back-to-back years. Thank you again, Mr. Russell. Chip City was very good. The wings were very good, and we appreciated your contribution. But I hope you don't have to do it again. And I have you currently in 9th with the hopes of a rebound into years of past glory. Some are saying Mike Russell's the New York Giants of this league because he's got a lot of bad years surrounded by championships, And look, it's hard to argue with that. You win championships, you don't really complain. And speaking of the Giants, I have the New York Giants of our football league, Dylan Pugh, in 8th. I would put him higher, But he has the entire Giants offense, and the entire Giants offense is coordinated by Matt Nagy. I can't, in good faith, put anybody who's got 3 players, with all due respect, I watched Adam Gase, I watched Nate Hackett, I watched some bad shit. Matt Nagy is not high on my list, but I do like Dylan, the rest of Dylan's team. I think there's, the quarterback thing. He's got Herbert, which immediately I can't put him in the top 6. That could change. Performance dictates. Look, I am fair and balanced. Fair and balanced. I will put managers where they belong. I will drop players when they call for it. But as of right now, due to the Matt Nagyism of the team, even though I do really like Malik Neighbors, and I think he fell, I have Dylan's team at 8th. And at 7th, I have a former 2-time champion, John Toohey. Now, 7th's not a horrible spot, in my opinion. I think Toohey's team is solid. I trust the manager here to do his witchcraft, and I want to see if the witchcraft can continue. I think Toohey's a very balanced team, one of the more balanced teams in the league. I think he let the board come to him. I love the Amon-Ra St. Brown pick. I think that was the best pick of the first round, in my opinion. I trust him too. I have him 7th. Yes, I know I put myself 6th ahead of Toohey. What do you say? How can you do that? You've only won 1 championship. I get it. Listen. Every mock I didn't get Chase Brown, and in our draft, I got Chase Brown. So I was very happy with that. I'm sure he'll die, but I got Chase Brown. I have myself in 6th. I'm an average team, an average commissioner, an average, manager, say what you will. I have myself in 6th. In 5th, I have Luke Bonomo. Now, Luke would be higher on this list if he didn't have me as his RB2. And look, I am a big fan of telling the RB2 to F off, that the RB2 is meaningless, that the RB2 can be found on scrap heap. And usually I agree with that. I don't know if I would go to the extent of Blake Corum, but when players select 4 running backs before they fill out their wide receiving room, you are left with no choice sometimes. So Luke would be higher, but he has Blake Corum starting. Travis Etienne is in our league, and he's on our bench. On a bench. So that tells you all you need to know. So, yes, I have Luke Bonomo at 5. And now we get into the top 4. At number 4, I have Matt Stokes. I think Stokes' team is very solid. He, like Toohey, let the board come to him. A former champion, as we know. I think Stokes is going to be very happy with James Cook and CeeDee Lamb. Another player who let the board come to him. And I just think Stokes has a very solid team, a team we're going to look up. He's going to be in 3rd place at the end of the season. He's going to make the playoffs, and that's that. I don't believe Matthew made the playoffs last year. So this is a classic rebound season from Stokes, and I fully expect it. In 3rd, this is getting a little interesting. I really like Rich Pacello's team. I really like how he took JSN. I think he got Drake London at great value. I think he has my dear old Uncle Joshy. He too waited on running backs, but he was able to get a little bit more than my dear friend Luke Bonomo. I really do think Richie's team is coming together strongly. And, a man who's made the playoffs back-to-back years in his first 2 years in the league, I expect him to probably do the same this year. He's got a really strong team. I cannot argue with Richie's team. Richie at 3. And number 2, maybe for the first time ever, I have Andrew Antaki. Now, typically, I don't have Andrew this high. He's usually, consistently in the double digits, but not this season. He got Puka Nacua. I like how he took a dear friend of mine in Kyron Williams. I do not like the Carnell Tate pick. I've been on record about that. I do not like anybody on the Titans. But Andy's team is strong. It's solid. He got his guy. As the number 1 man in the power ranking says, Andy got his guy. That is Puka Nacua. And the first place in our power rankings is none other than the reigning champion, the 2-time champion, Kyle Cott. He got Brock Bowers. He got Bijan Robinson. He's very happy. He has Lamar Jackson, which should make for some great television. I can't put Kyle anywhere else but one. He's the reigning champion. How do you put the reigning champion anywhere but one? And how do you put the guy that's never won a playoff game and barely made the playoffs anything higher than 12? So, without further ado, the power rankings once again. Number 12, Christopher Michael Gazzaro. Number 11, Tom Gorman. Number 10, Pat McCann. Number 9, Michael Russell. Number 8, I have Dylan Pugh. Number 7, I have Jean Thuy. Number 6, I have myself. Number 5, I have Luke Bonomo. Number 4, I have Matt Stokes. Number 3, I have Rich Bicella. Number 2, I have Andy Antaki. And number 1, I have Kyle Cobb. This is just my power rankings. This doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. I'm usually right, but, it doesn't mean anything. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. The first game is in almost 2 weeks. So everybody, get your waiver claims in. Mike Washington Jr., do what you need to do to make your team win. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, the year of Gaz is truly upon us. Probably not.